Shortly after deciding that we're going to do the swap, this bargain came along on Gumtree and couldn't not go for it. So checked it out and now we have a donor vehicle. It's a VU Ute. The VZ front end was used as a drift car for a few track sessions, and the motor was swapped in it, but for one pretty similar. So I'll give you a few specs on the Ute. Swapped in, but it's only done a few rounds at Barbagallo. It's got about 200,000 Ks on the clock. MAFless tune, as you can see, this is disconnected, airflow sensor, and yeah, over the radiator intake. Apart from that, completely stock standard, but it's got it tuned for 333 horsepower, so that should be more than plenty in the VH. There she is, all nice and running in the donor Ute. Hopefully it stays that way once we bolt it into the VH. So we picked up the whole Ute for about the same amount as a whole engine and gearbox, and it's also got T56, welded diff, new clutch, tune. It should be awesome and good to go for the VH. Now we've got to strip it and then yeah, see if we can flog a few parts for a bit of money and make some cash back for the whole conversion process, which will be quite expensive. Got the engine out of the wreck and now just in the process of stripping lots of other little bits and pieces. But yeah, as you can see, it's all there. Take you for a closer look. Finally, so tomorrow I might try and split the box off and clean up the engine a bit. Just do a few other bits and pieces that we'll need to do anyway. Had to take out all the shifter stuff just so it would angle down enough to go out of the transmission tunnel. Yeah, so looking very empty now, which is good. It's been so awesome to have a wreck, so we could take off little bits like the hydraulic slave bracket there. I might take this whole booster off as well, and then what else? Yeah, still got to take all the wiring off, so I've started to do that. Sold a few bits off it as well, like sold the exhaust and some interior bits and pieces, which is good to claim some money back. So yeah, bit of a mess in here at the moment, trying to get the dash half apart so I can get to all the wiring. But yeah, took out like the clutch pedal and stuff as well, so that don't know if you can see up there, probably not. There's a little hole through the firewall. All laid out in all its glory. Probably took about 5 hours to remove, I reckon. Got your ECU here, which and then that sits in the firewall on the left hand side. Grommet goes through the firewall there, and you've got all your injectors and coil packs and stuff for one head, and then the other side gearbox wiring that drops down into the tunnel. So that's all one separate harness. And then from here, from the right hand side of the engine bay, fuse box, which was a real asshole to get through the grommet, which is only this size. So in the end we had to grind it out, which made things a lot easier. And then you've got the other fuse box in the kick panel, and then a whole lot of other stuff, steering column, all the way through to your sensors and radio stuff and ABS plugs. So yeah, hopefully you can give that to Subarino and he can chop it up for us. Gearbox out here, and need to separate it. coming off. Yeah, it's off the dowels now, off the starter motor. There we go. That look easy. There it is, the T56. Bits that you need for this LS swap is an engine cross member, because when they sell the engine mounts, they recommend having a VR to VS K-frame, or even a couple models earlier as well. So here's Howard just taking apart this one that we picked up last weekend for about $100. Steering rack we probably can't use because everyone says to go for a VN one, and you can see here this is it's like a different shape to the one that we need. We want a spline one to match what the VH has already. So this is pretty much useless, and so are the hubs and everything else, so pulling that apart. It's probably another day or two worth of work on this thing before we can actually get rid of it and get the VH in here and start on that, do all the same.